Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Got to get to the 8. He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and goes diving toward the end zone. Touchdown! Beck steps up, delivers downfield, intercepted! Jamari Sharp makes the pick that will clinch Indiana's first national championship.
Hey, what's going on? Little Tuesday matinee recording for you this week. No last second trying to figure out schedules and everything. We just said F Seth and we moved on with our lives. So it's me and Brandon. Brando, what up, Brando?
Oh, it's a great week. It's hot as balls out, but we're getting closer and closer to football. So
it's so hot.
It's so hot outside. I'm watering my grass so much and just seeing money just roll onto the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So early Bragley's questions. I don't know. That's not a segment that we do. But I am kid free and wife free today and tonight. So when was the last time you were non-traveling for work? When was the last time you were kid free, wife free at home?
At home, I don't know. I don't know. Seth 40th was the last time I had a guys trip. That was the last guys trip I had. So
it's weird. So tonight, I guarantee you at typical bedtime for the kids, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'll be tiptoeing around the house trying not to make very much noise.
Yeah. Routine.
Even though there's nobody in.
Routine.
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of routine, back on track, right? We are here to talk about the game against Michigan. It's game number 8 already. Game number 8. We still have to double pod during a week sometime here coming up. We'll figure that out. Game number 8. But any program news? I didn't see anything.
It's kind of just waiting for people to report. I see on message boards and on Twitter, this guy isn't on the roster and this guy is on the roster. So will there be any surprises? I don't know. I forget when do the boys report? Is it first week of August?
That sounds about right. I don't
NFL's the last week of July.
Yeah. It's pretty close to that.
Yeah.
It's not the same time, but it's pretty close. That sounds about right.
I'm going to guess
that sounds right because then you get about a full month.
I'm going to guess August
you get
3rd.
A full month. It's going to be good stuff, and I think you're going to get some good content from the social media team at IU too.
They're so good.
Yes.
We're so bad at social media. They're so good.
Well, that's supposed to be Seth's thing, right? But
we need to get someone younger for that.
Yeah.
No young people listen to this, fortunately. But if there are any,
maybe
be our social media person. We'll pay you in booze at tailgates, booze and food at tailgates.
I'll accept that. I was going to say we're not going to pay them.
No, not in actual monies, but in hangs. We'll hang out with them.
It hangs. Yeah, it hangs and beer. When you're young, hangs and beer are all that matter anyway.
Yeah.
And food every now and then. But yeah, one piece, I guess, of program news, if you're living under a rock, Munch on Sales is scheduled to announce on the Pat McAfee show at noon on Friday. Is noon right? Did I get that time right?
I'm so mad. I'm supposed to go to a workout class at noon, but I may skip it just to watch that 5-minute announcement.
It'll be the first time I've watched Pat McAfee's show. Actually, it's maybe the first time I've ever actually watched his show that wasn't a clip on social media. So that'll be interesting. I know you watch a lot because your boy's on there, one of your buddies.
Yeah.
But and Pat's a fellow Yinzer.
Yeah,
so.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. So that's big news, right? And you would think I don't want to talk. I don't want to make things, jinx anything or
I'll jinx
like I
something.
know
Let me
anything.
jinx something. I put a future
Jinx
bet.
it.
I'll put a future bet in for IU to win a national championship.
Don't jinx that. That's important.
But here's the caveat. I also put it in for 6 other teams. So
did you put one in for Miami? I don't remember. I don't.
Okay. I like Miami a lot, especially at I think they're at plus 1250, 13.5 to 1. I think they may have the best offense in the country.
Le Batard today finally got upset about the CBS Ultimate Team and Miami not having the wide receiver room.
I mean, it's Ohio State.
I don't know who else they have.
Texas.
Yeah,
it's not Miami. I'll tell you who it's not. It's not.
Well, they have two returning 1,000-yard receivers, which I guess I never contemplated. And Becker didn't really play until Penn State. And then we've got, I think, the best wide receiver in the country in Nick Marsh. But, experts know, right? Right? The experts know. All right, moving on. Speaking of experts, we're not experts in Michigan, but we're going to try. Game number 8 is Saturday, the game after homecoming, which is Ohio State. We get to go play their rival at Michigan Saturday, October 24th. In the Big House, which feels much smaller than the name, in Ann Arbor, Michigan. TV TBD. We are going to skip right ahead.
Yes, my favorite game.
To the TV guessing game. And this one should be very easy, I think. Oregon at Illinois, IU at Michigan, Iowa at Minnesota, which is a big rivalry game. The Floyd of Rosedale, I believe.
You're the Floyd of Rosedale.
I am not a pig, Brandon. Rutgers at Northwestern.
When you're home alone and you can eat and drink whatever you want, going to. You are absolute. Not just that's not a you. That is every person I know.
Everybody. Just for the listeners, this is the first time I've drank on record for a long time. I don't remember the last time, but I am having a 3:30 beer right now, watching the World Cup above me while we're recording this podcast. That's the reason to drink. And maybe at 11:30 this morning when we teed off, that was also a reason to drink. So back to the thing. Okay, so Oregon at Illinois, IU at Michigan, Iowa at Minnesota, Rutgers at Northwestern, Michigan State at UCLA. That'll be a good game. And USC at Wisconsin. I think there's an easy answer here. And I think we get back-to-back big noon games. But CBS loves Michigan. They're not putting this at night.
No,
they're not going to put this at night.
You want to know why? Michigan's coming into this game with 3 losses.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk their schedule here in a minute. 1, 2, yeah, maybe.
They're not putting 3-3 Michigan. They're putting Iowa, Minnesota on at big noon.
I don't know if that's a big. You think Minnesota's good enough?
I mean, look at let me see what they're, because again, it's all about schedule. It's all, if Michigan already has 3 losses and they still have to play their schedule.
I disagree with you. I think they come in with a maximum of 2 losses.
So let's look at Minnesota's schedule because
look at Minnesota.
Eastern Illinois, win. Mississippi State, win. Akron, win. Ooh.
Win. Uh-oh.
They have to go to Washington. They're not winning that game.
No, they're not going to win that one.
Then they'll beat Michigan.
That's one of your 3.
They'll beat Purdue. And then, so I think they'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they'll be 5-1 and ranked.
So the game is at Minnesota. And if I know anything of recent past, PJ Fleck loves him a night game. I could see this. I don't see big noon. I'll disagree with you on that part. I see Oregon, Illinois. Maybe that's a Big Ten game. Maybe that's an FS1 game. It's not anything else. It's not Oregon's fault. It's Illinois' fault. Rutgers, Northwestern, BTN. Nobody cares. Maybe Peacock.
Well, Iowa's got a tough schedule too.
Iowa's tough. I don't think they go CBS 3:30. CBS loves them some Michigan. I think they go CBS 3:30. I don't think we get back-to-back big noon. I think I think Big Noon goes somewhere outside of the Big Ten.
I do.
Right? They can, right?
They can.
Okay. I think because it's a weak schedule. Outside of Iowa, Minnesota, IU, Michigan, there's some interesting games like middle of the pack games, right? Like I said, Michigan State, UCLA should be pretty good. USC might have trouble at Wisconsin. But Oregon, Illinois, Northwestern, and Rutgers, nobody cares. No offense again to Oregon. All right, back up. The line is out. Before I give the listeners the line, are you surprised? Because you've seen it.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. That sounds right. And I don't have any gambling apps on my phone currently, because there's no need. It would just be me betting stuff I don't know, like baseball and soccer. So I have not made a bet in a very long time. But if I would have any gambling apps on my phone, I would have already hammered this line in IU's favor.
Okay, so for those that don't know, IU right now on DraftKings has come out as a 6.5 point favorite on the road at Michigan. And since we're talking spreads, there are two other spreads outside of the first game of the season, which is a 40.5 point spread.
I don't think it's that far off, Bragg. I think 8.5, 9.5 is what I think makes 9.5 is what I would put it as. 12.5 on neutral field. That feels right. But I think I'm lower on this Michigan team than Vegas or National.
Seth is all over them, I feel like. I think they've got potential, but it all comes down to a very important position that I don't think they have enough talent at. They've also got the two other big lines out, right? Ohio State at Indiana. IU favorite against the preseason number 1 team by 1.5 points.
And that line makes sense. If you have 2.5, 3 points on a neutral field, they think Ohio State's a 1.5 point favorite. If this was the Big Ten championship, right, they'd have Ohio State minus 1.5. And I think that's fair. That seems
and at Columbus 3 points, right?
Correct. All that's that seems fair. Yeah.
And then this one surprised me, I think, a little bit because there's so much national hype around this team, but there always is, right? Preseason. IU favorite by 10.5 at home against USC later in the season.
I wish the over-under was that because I think we could see a lot of points because I really like USC's offense. I think they have a really good offense. But I'm thinking IU could put up 40-plus points against that defense.
Yeah, and that's we have to temper again, right? We have to temper this should be a shootout. You have to remember we do have the best defensive coordinator in the country, and
when I say that, I'm thinking more like 41-20.
Okay, I'll take that.
Thinking 37-23.
I like that. I can deal with that. If you were talking like each team in the 30s or each team pushing 40s, then it's a little different. All right, it's all irrelevant.
It is.
Right? July 14th, none of it matters. All right, let's move on. Series history, not great. Better than last week, but not great. Series IU 11 wins versus 62 losses. I pulled out a thing that is a typical, right, homer stat. IU is 2-3 in the last 5 matchups. And 1-0 in the last 1 matchup, which was in 2024, where Michigan gave us a little bit of a scare at home. Michigan 15, IU 20. IU dominated 2.5 quarters of that game and got lucky and snuck out with a W.
You remember who was the big punt return to seal that game?
Oh goodness, Bailey, was that his name?
Nope, he plays for the Vikings.
Not Bailey. Who's Bailey?
I have no idea who Bailey is.
I don't know who Bailey is. But yes, I know who you're talking about.
Not Keyshawn Williams, who's on the Steelers.
Yes. It was a big punt. It was only like a 20-yard punt return, but it was a massive punt return. Man, I can't think of his name.
It'll come to you. Let's move on.
We'll move on. I'll think of it. Preseason wins for Michigan. You ready for this? Michigan, we're talking about 7.5. That's what I found. I think that they range anywhere between 6.5 to 8.5, depending on the sports book. 7.5 is what I've found most common.
So what I found interesting in this, again, I couldn't verify you because I don't have any gambling apps right now. But it's the minus 186.
Yeah.
The minus 186 is what's sending me, because you should never, that's Vegas saying they're winning 8 games.
So that's funny that you say that, because I was going to go 8.5, but the 8.5 is a big plus. Like, it's a big plus money. Like, it's pushing, I think it's pushing plus 200 or plus 250. So I think you're right. I think that they're thinking right at 8 wins. And I think that's about right. Miles Price, by the way. You're right. It did come to me.
If I gave you the answer, you would have been mad. I've known you.
I would have been mad. I appreciate it. I knew it was number 4, and I just kept thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And I finally got there. Let's go through their roster. You tell me where the 8 wins are.
Schedule.
Schedule. Here we go. This is tough because this is a night game to open the season against a halfway decent MAC team. Western Michigan at home.
Who won 10 games last year?
Yes. And their FP rank is 82, so they're not walkover.
Kennesaw State.
Mm-hmm.
Kennesaw State was like flirting with the playoff, and Western Michigan beats them by like 30.
Yeah, they're a tough team, the Broncos. So then they've got, now that they do have a favorable schedule to play most of their tough games at home. The next one's a tough one. Oklahoma at home. UTEP at home.
I love John Mateer. He was, before his injury last year, he was a true Heisman candidate.
Yep.
Venables will have that as a top 10 defense. If you can have a decent quarterback with a top 10 defense, you got a team. And I like John Mateer. I think he's a notch below. I think he's probably anywhere in that like 8th to 12th best quarterback in the country. But if you can combine a fringe top 10 quarterback with a top 10 defense, I think Oklahoma, despite being on the road, takes it to Michigan.
Yeah. And we'll go through Michigan's roster. I know this isn't your typical Michigan team still. But yeah, UTEP, we talked about that. We can roll right over that. Iowa at home with an FPI rank of 25.
It's going to be a really, really good game. Very, very
game.
Low scoring game.
Yes, it's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Then they go, their first road game is at Minnesota. Again, middle tier Big Ten team, 63 FPI rank right now. I think they could probably win that one on the road.
I disagree. That is a PJ Fleck game. Because that's he can do his whole underdog at home, row the boat, boys. It's PJ Fleck loses when he has expectations. Like when Minnesota's supposed to be good and win, that's when they let out a wet fart. In a home game, when they're underdogs, home dogs, I don't know. I see a loss here, but we can move on. Because you think Michigan beats Iowa at home, right?
No.
Okay, so then we're even, because I think they beat Iowa at home. So
see, I think I was very good. I think I was very sneaky good. This is
a listening to Lucy too much is what's happening.
Yeah, I think so, probably. This is a team I think is way too overhyped. They get Penn State at home. Penn State 17th overall FPI rank. Why? I don't know. So yeah, they get Penn State at home. I think they can beat Penn State. I think a lot of people are going to beat Penn State. Then they get IU
I
at
disagree.
home.
I think they have a better coach and a better quarterback.
I don't like Matt Campbell. Is that who's there?
It is.
I don't like Matt Campbell. I think Matt Campbell peaked 3 years ago, and I think that the Matt Campbell show has run its course. And nothing about Rocco Becht or whatever his name is scares anybody. At Rutgers, you got IU at home, which we'll talk about. We don't need to predict. At Rutgers is a win. Yeah. Michigan State at home should be a win.
Yes.
And then it gets a little tough, right? At UCLA, I've seen a lot of projections for them to be a very good team this year, not like top of the Big Ten.
Not on the road. They're not winning.
No. So they've got at Oregon. That should be a loss. UCLA on the road at home for senior night, and then they play the big game against Ohio State on the road. Man, I don't know. I don't see. Do I see 8? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they've got to beat either Ohio State on the road, Oregon on the road, IU, or Oklahoma. Out of those 4, they have to win 2 of those games.
They go
Oklahoma, IU, Oregon, Ohio State. I don't know if they win any of them. Maybe they win 1.
Nope.
I think the one that they might win is Oklahoma. I'm never going to be sold on Oklahoma. It's just not. Something's wrong. Brett Venables isn't for me. All right. Did they just score? Spain just no.
They're showing highlight.
All right. Let's move on. Head coach Kyle Whittingham in his first season after moving over from Utah. 177 and 88 in 21 seasons with the Utes. What do we know about Kyle Whittingham? I know you don't like him or think highly of him. I just don't like his face.
He does not have a great face. So he had his fastball from about 2008, could extend it from 2007 to about 2010. Absolute heater. He lost 10 games in 4 years with winning the Sugar Bowl once and the Poinsettia Bowl twice. Then, Bragg, I'm on Sports Reference, college football coaches, 7 losses, 4 losses, 3 losses, 4 losses, 6 losses, 5. And then he does have a great season, 11 and 3. Then COVID, nothing counts. 4 losses, 5 losses, 7 losses. From 2021 to 2024, the dude lost 20 games. Are we supposed to be impressed with 7 and 5?
In the Pac-12, right? And
yeah.
then 1 season.
Now, last year he did have a 10 and 2. But he had like a 35-year-old quarterback.
Who's the toughest team in the Big 12? That's what I'm talking about. Like they were the best team, right? Or Texas Tech. So you got one really good team. That's it. Who else are you going to be scared of? Kansas?
No.
Baylor?
So
nothing.
There was a time where Kyle Whittingham was an absolute force. I'm saying you have seen it. Now, if he would have got hired on to Michigan State, I think Kyle Whittingham, going 8-4, 8-5 at Michigan State.
Successful. Yes. Mike D'Antoni level type stuff.
You go 8-4 at Michigan, you ain't lasting your first contract.
It's going to be, well, as long as he doesn't cheat on anybody, I think he'll be okay, or stalk them.
His career winning percentage, this is how crazy it is. He's 177 and 88. You said it. What you didn't say was the win percentage, 0.668. That's 2/3. That's 8-4. He's an 8-4 coach who lost 20 games in 4 seasons. He's old. He doesn't connect an NIL, and he didn't dominate a power conference. Everyone but me. Bragg. I'm the only one on this island. I don't like the hire. Everyone's like, it's a professional hire. He's going to be a leader of men. A leader of 8-4?
Yeah. It's right. So it's a professional hire in this sense, right? Like it's a professional hire in the sense that it's not
Sharon Moore.
It's not Sharon Moore, right? You're not promoting an offensive coordinator, or you're not bringing in Western Michigan's coach after a good season, or like something like that. The only thing going through my mind the whole time you're reading off all these wins and losses is this is Mountain James Franklin.
Yeah. Yep.
That's all it is. Mormon James Franklin. I don't know if he's Mormon. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't assume. But I think Mountain James Franklin is more appropriate. Yeah, so it's for me. He's never been and never probably will be unless he can finally show it.
Do you like Kyle Whittingham or the Campbell? Matt Campbell higher better?
I like Campbell better than Whittingham, just because he's a little bit younger, right? But neither one of them do anything for me. Matt Campbell, like playoff Matt Campbell, that would have done something for me. But I think he's outdone his welcome. No.
You like Pat Fitzgerald?
I like Pat Fitzgerald better.
You like Pat Fitzgerald at Michigan State more than you like Matt Campbell at Penn State.
Pat Fitzgerald did things at Northwestern, which is a very much, not even close to 50-50, a very like 80-20 academics athletics school. He did so much with that I'm hoping that he doesn't do anything at Michigan State. Now, granted, they don't have as much money, or they don't get the money that they should be getting, that he could do. Because I think he could do some damage at Michigan State if they can get the right support.
Yeah, and we can move on. I just think it's for most schools, it's a good hire. For Michigan, who wants to go to Big Ten championships, they want to go to college football playoffs, and they want to win national championships. Like you said, they hired James. They want a guy with a career 8-4 record.
Exactly. Why don't we do this? Because in the first 25 minutes of us talking, and maybe it was mostly the Kyle Whittingham stuff, I ran out of beer. So why don't we take a quick ad break now before we talk offense and defense for the Wolverines, and then I can go get a beer, and then we can keep talking.
Let's go.
Cool? Cool. All right, hold on just a second. Okay, we're back. I'm back with a beer, fresh beer. You can't see it or smell it, or I don't know why I'm holding it up to the microphone. Good thing my kids aren't here. That's good. All right, I'm out of breath. Okay, let's talk offense. Last year, they ranked 58th overall. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I don't even know why I looked it up. They got a new offensive coordinator, new head coach, a new defensive coordinator, everything. But the team, for the most part, is still together, right? You would say. This is probably the first time since I can't even think of a team where most of what we're about to talk about are players that are returning from last season. We're not talking about 50-some transfers at North Texas or a whole new offense at Rutgers, right? So
you're talking about 5 out of 24 people.
Yeah, that's it. So offensive coordinator from Utah, Jason Beck, comes over with Kyle Whittingham. Utah was very good at offense, but as we all know, outside of
last year, but not historically.
Yes. So what I was going to say was, as we all know, outside of Texas Tech, nobody plays defense in the Big 12. So that's kind of very inflated. Quarterback position, very important. They bring back experience and a very, very, very highly touted quarterback. That to me is that. Exactly. Bryce Underwood, last season, 60% completion percentage. He got injured, I believe, in multiple times throughout the season. 2,400 yards through the air, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. They brought in some stuff behind him, but if he doesn't get it going, or if he gets hurt again, you're talking about a Colorado State transfer that didn't play last season, was injured, or Lloyd Carr's other grandson, CJ Carr's little bro, takes over. None of that scares me, and it goes back to what we talked about before. You have to have a quarterback. You have to, no matter what.
Forget about Herb Street's son.
Oh yeah, he's there too, isn't he? I don't even know if he's going to make the 3 deep. So it doesn't, I don't think it really matters if he's there or not. But yeah, but there's talent right around him. The offensive line's really good, returning 4 starters. They were top 50 in sacks allowed, top 20 in TFLs allowed. And those are good stats, by the way. Running back and receiver rooms have really good stuff coming back. Jordan Marshall had almost 1,000 yards rushing last season. You don't like him?
Running back is what I would say is there an injury. Jordan Marshall's a stud, but look at
they have a 5-star freshman ready to come in. or I think might even take over.
I mean, we saw Bo Jackson. I mean, it's just Bo Jackson was incredible, but it's just hard. Indiana the last 2 years was a top 5 run defense. Ask Bo Jackson what it was like. I don't know. I mean, for as tough as Michigan's schedule is, would you want to be relying? Now, again, I do think Jordan Marshall's good, but he's not going to carry the ball 30 times. I don't know. I think it's a soft room. I think it's a soft room.
Well, let me read what Andrew Ivins from 24/7, the director of scouting, says about 5-star freshman Savion Hitter. Potential star for a CFP contender. He brings power, agility, balance, burst, and vision. He's no match for the high school competition he was against, different speed than others. He's built with a muscled up frame that's already carrying 200 pounds. Constantly bounces off defenders, runs through them with low pad level. From what I've seen, young for the grade, won't even turn 18 until he starts college. I mean, that's a bad thing, I guess, but it does say should be viewed as one of the top running back prospects to emerge from the prep ranks in recent years. So, I mean, this is a big time talent coming in.
And also Underwood's going to be running the ball a lot.
Yes, he can't it's going to be a lot of running. Utah's done well with running backs, right? James Cook is from Utah, correct?
Yep.
At Buffalo. I think they've done some other stuff between James Cook as well with some other running backs going to the NFL. I don't know.
Charbonnet went there too.
Charbonnet, I believe, did. Their wide receiver, the top wide receiver, Andrew Marsh, returns.
Charbonnet went to Michigan. Am I dumb? I'm dumb.
Yeah, Charbonnet went to Michigan.
I'm dumb.
Well, we're talking Michigan, so you're not dumb. It's part. Well, you are dumb, but it's part of it. I see where you're coming from. So Andrew Marsh, he comes back, 45 receptions last year, 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. New transfer, J.J. Buchanan from Utah comes over. I think he looks pretty good. Pretty good little receiver. 26 catches, 427 yards, 5 touchdowns. And then they've got a redshirt freshman from Texas named Jamie Fafrench. Not French, Fafrench. 2 Fs. I don't know about him. I think he's more of a slot guy.
There was a French that went to Pitt. I don't know if there's any relation, but that's an odd name to not be.
I was going to say it's got to be, right? If you meet a Dubich, I'm going to assume that he's or she is related to you somehow.
Correct. Yeah, there was definitely a Pitt player for French, 100%.
What else do you want to talk about on their offense? We hit the offensive line.
The offensive line is going to be
really good.
Incredible. Tight end room really good. It's gonna come down to Bryce Underwood and Jordan Marshall. I think their receivers are fine. I think they're good, right? But I don't think they're not Ohio State or Indiana or Oregon. They may not even be USC. Their wide receiver room is good. But when you have a quarterback that can't complete a pass, what it's going to be about is running the ball. Running the ball, running the ball, running the ball, running the ball. And that's going to be their path to success. And I just don't know how you run on Indiana. I don't know how you run on Ohio State. I don't know how you run on Oregon. I don't know how you run on Iowa. That's why I think they lose to Oklahoma.
Yeah, another really good defense.
Yeah,
you're right.
The way this team is built, they unfortunately just have a schedule that I don't think you can win that way.
Yeah, 100%. Again, we can go back and look at the really solid defenses, right? Oklahoma, Iowa, as much as we hate Minnesota, they usually have a half-decent defense. Penn State should be good on the defensive line. IU, obviously very good. Oregon, really good. Really good. Their tackles are still there, right? Defensive tackles, I don't remember them coming out. Or at least maybe Bear did. And then you've got Ohio State, which obviously is elite across the board.
I just think the margin for error with an offense built like this, with a quarterback that can't win by throwing the ball, is really, really difficult.
Yeah. And let's talk about the other side of the ball, right? And maybe this is the side of the ball that keeps them in a lot of games. The defense, not what you saw in, what was it, 2023 was their incredible defense. Another new coordinator, guy comes over, Jay Hill comes over from BYU. BYU was ranked 35th overall last season. Michigan ranked 23rd. But from what I've read, I call this guy discount Bryant Haynes, right? Because he does kind of the same stuff, a lot of mixing, a lot of simulated blitzes, a lot of confusion, zone, man. It's all over the board. And they brought over what I think is an incredible defensive end, John Henry Daly from Utah, All-American, 11 and a half sacks in 2025. I don't know if it was religion or what kept him in college. I have no idea. Should be in the NFL. And their interior line's really good. The secondary might be better than IU's secondary, which I think is one of the top secondaries in the country, where you've got incredible corners in Jair Hill and Zeke Berry. Safety Rod Moore comes back from injury. Memphis transfer safety Chris Bracey, who had 9 passes defended last season. And then Utah, all Big 12 corner. Yes, his first name is Smith. Smith Snowden, 2 picks, 9 passes defended as well. Where's the weakness? Where do you hit Michigan on defense? Because outside of one defensive end, you should know everybody on the line, and the secondary is incredible.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't see any holes here. The fact that they were able to retain so much, you look at their 2 deep, 22 players, only 5 of them weren't there last year, and the 3 that they brought in are studs. This is going to be a top 3 Big Ten defense. And you could argue they could be the best defense in the conference.
Where I think I can poke holes in that argument, right, is at the linebacker position. Because when you look at their projected 2 deep, their starters Nathaniel Owosu Boateng and
You
Trey
nailed
Bowles.
that, by the way.
Thank you. I've been practicing. And Trey Bowles are returning players from 2025. Not returning starters. They bring a whopping total of 17 tackles from last season, in which I don't remember which one. I probably should have done this. One of the 2 had 16 of the 17 tackles. That's a problem.
So I don't think our boy Owosu, who's a true sophomore, is the starter. I think it's going to be Nathaniel Stalling. He is a redshirt senior from North Dakota State. 6'2", 240. Just accumulated a bazillion stats. So, but yeah, so I mean, you got a redshirt senior and a redshirt junior transfer in Troy Boyles, and Troy Boyles, do you know where he came from? Again, no stats.
No, I pulled this all off of Our Lads, by the way, which we love Our Lads.
Yeah,
but
he came from Georgia.
Yeah, that's where I got those 2. Georgia. So he's like a Purdue player.
No, he's good. And he went to Tampa Jesuit.
That's a good
so yeah, so I mean, he was a stud coming out of college, and so I don't know. I don't think linebacker is going to be as much of an issue. Honestly, if there's something that scares me, it's this coordinator who doesn't have a defined scheme and he doesn't have success to ring his hat on. I mean, he was just ranked 35th.
Yeah. With BYU, right? And I don't think anybody ever associates BYU with having a tough I don't want the boomers on here sitting here being like, BYU back in the day with Steve Young was, I don't want to hear any of that stuff. But I don't ever associate BYU with having a really strong.
Well, if there's holes, it's this coach that's like, I'm new and young and hip, and I'm gonna run this exotic defense where I do all this movement. I don't know, man. You got a pretty damn good defense. How about you just line up a 4-2-5, which is what is their base.
Is that what's called? Is that a bear 4-2-5? Is that what they call a bear defense?
We'll have to ask
I can't remember. Seth would know.
Yeah, it's a video
Seth would know.
Mission.
All right, but either way, overall, right? It's all going to depend on their success. Is all going to depend on one person,
Bryce,
and whether or not Bryce Underwood can do anything. Right, the floor for me is as low as 5 wins. I think there's 5 easy wins, not easy, but winnable games for somebody like Michigan, which is a very low floor. I think he's gone. I think that it's one and done if he comes in and does 5. I think they could finish as high as 3rd place if things click, right? If they can get somebody that can actually develop Bryce Underwood, this is going to sound very Anthony Richardson, which I'm going to stop you before you even get to say it. He's got the intangibles, right? He's got the height, the weight, the arm. He's got everything you need. It's between what do they say? Between the eyes? It can't be between the eyes. It'd be a very small brain. Between the ears is where his problem is. And maybe this is the staff. I hope not, but maybe. They could be very good or they could be very bad. We'll see. What do you think, by the way?
So I think they have 4 guaranteed losses on their schedule. And what does Kyle Whittingham do?
Lose?
Goes 8-4. Right.
Okay.
This team's going to win 7 to 8 games. I prefer 7 because I think they drop one of those 50-50 games. I don't know if it's Iowa, Minnesota, or Penn State. I don't think they go 3-0 in those games. I think they go 1-2, possibly 2-1 in those games. But they're losing to Oklahoma, IU, Oregon, and Ohio State. So, and I say this because Kyle has a long enough coaching record. He goes 8-4, 7-5. That's what he does. We've seen enough tape on Bryce Underwood to know he can't throw the ball. Now this also is Spain just scored again. If it's a good goal, I don't know the rules enough.
I'm watching. I'm a little bit behind you. I must have hit backwards.
It's college football, so you can base a team on a running power quarterback. It's been done for decades. So I'm not saying there isn't a path to success, but I'm saying success for this year is 8-4 for Michigan.
Oh, that's got to be a goal. He's got to be on. I think he's on. Yeah, good goal. All right. Yeah, I think 8-4 sounds. This sounds about right. We've beaten the schedule to death, but yeah, I think 8-4 sounds good.
Because I think Kyle and Bryce, that's just what they are. Kyle's not. He is 8-4. Bryce is not a good quarterback. That limits their ceiling. Despite their defense likely being a guaranteed top 20 defense, possibly a top 10 in the entire country defense.
Yeah. It all depends obviously on the coordinator. The pieces are there across the line. I'm just not sold on the linebacker position. I guess we'll see how that goes. All right, let's get some randos.
Sweet. So, you talked about you're having yourself a little bit of a day. So let's talk hangovers.
Oh no.
Will there be an Ohio State hangover? Win or loss? Win or loss? You're going on the road to the big house 7 days after Ohio State. Will there be a hangover?
I'm going to answer your question with another question. Do you know who the coach of Indiana University football is?
Hangovers don't exist.
Exactly. They do exist in my world. And tomorrow tonight, I'm going to do my best to not make tomorrow one of those.
If you can I don't know your routine. I have a hangover routine. It is ibuprofen. It is water, not Gatorade.
I don't ever do that. Yeah.
It is.
Love water.
It is ibuprofen, water, Tums, and if I have the time, it's a hot shower.
Ooh, I always have the time for a hot shower.
And I'm not talking like outside, long, boil your skin. I'm talking like 5-minute hot shower.
I like that. My thing is liquid IV.
Did I do too late? Am I too drunk to where I don't want to do anything?
Yeah.
Because if you're not, and you can do, for me, if I do those 4
Or you're saying pre-sleep.
Pre-sleep, yes.
Okay.
I'm saying you get
All right.
home from a buddy's house, you get home from a tailgate. If I do those 4 things, no hangover. None. Zero.
That's genius. Okay.
Now am I put together enough, or am I too much of a mess to where I skip one or all of the steps? That's the balance.
Yeah, I could see that. I was talking post. I think if I really try, or if I'm not over the top, like what you're saying, I will try my best to get like an entire water, like 32 ounces worth of water down. And then, oh my God, it's 3. No, he called them off. I'm way behind you. That's what I'll do. And I just go party until I fall asleep, and then
that is the
next day I pay for it. Yeah, because then I got to go liquid IV a couple times.
Yep.
That's really all I do. And a good greasy meal, then I'm usually pretty good to go. But was that a rando?
That was a rando.
Wow.
Will there be an Ohio State hangover?
Okay.
Playing off again. You just played the schedule pod. Would you rather have played Michigan before or after Ohio State?
I think it's a big game either way. I'm okay with where it's at. To me, I know this is not an answer you want, but I'll say it doesn't matter. But I'll say after. We'll go after.
I'll say after as well. Here's a question, and I don't know the answer. I could have looked it up. Didn't want to. Who was the last good Michigan quarterback? It wasn't J.J. McCarthy. It's not Bryce Underwood.
No. Who was the guy that left to go to Iowa? What was his name? Do you remember?
No, I have no idea.
It was him and J.J. McCarthy. They were both 5-star quarterbacks together. Man, the last good Michigan quarterback.
And they can even be like Curtis Rourke drafted on a day 3. I can't even think of that. Like, I can't even think of like a Curtis Rourke Big Ten honorable mention. I can't think
I'm gonna look it up.
Couldn't think of anything. Which
the only person coming to my mind is Chad Henne, but that's way too far.
Way too far.
Who was the last?
This isn't even me being like, I know the answer. I genuinely cannot think of the last great Michigan quarterback.
I'm going to ask and see who was the last one to make a Big Ten team. I think J.J. McCarthy was, obviously. Historical list.
So here's me continuing to rip on Michigan.
Yeah, please.
I don't think they have a top 5 home environment in the Big Ten.
Okay, let's talk through this. Nebraska, Ohio State,
Penn State, wide out.
Penn State, obviously, yes.
Big game Camp Randall. I think I may take big game Camp Randall over the Big House.
Give me Washington in the Seahawks place. And I think technically, based on record, I don't think you can go IU yet.
You can't.
But it is 15. It is 15 straight wins. Hey, by the way, you ready for this? J.J. McCarthy made the first team All Big Ten team in 2023.
Yeah, but
before that, their last All Big Ten quarterback, Denard Robinson in 2010.
Wow.
And then I'm not as far off as I thought I was. After Denard Robinson, 2004 and 2007 multi-time All Big Ten selection who finished second in conference history with 87 passing touchdowns, Chad Henne.
Michigan has a QB problem, man.
Yeah.
They don't even have like a Nate Sudfeld in there.
They don't. I think Tom Brady was their Nate Sudfeld. You know what I mean?
Kind of,
like,
yeah.
They didn't even play Brady. Like, he should, just.
So that's crazy. Let's just think about that for a second. Like, IU had Penix, Sudfeld, Rourke. If Michigan doesn't have any of those guys.
No.
Indiana's a better quarterback school than Michigan, and I don't think that's a debate. That's not even a debate.
You had Lego in there too. I don't know if Lego made a Big Ten team or not, but He was a serviceable quarterback.
I don't know if I'd put Lego in there, but I'd put Ramsey.
Ramsey, there you go. Ramsey was good. Ramsey took a team, not ours, to a Big Ten championship game.
Right. Penix
So,
went to a
yeah.
national championship.
Yeah, not ours, but yeah.
That's crazy.
All right.
When I typed this question down, I didn't think how crazy that is, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Indiana
it's a
has
great
a
question.
significantly better quarterback history than Michigan. And that's a statement. That's not a question. That's crazy. But yeah, back to home environment. So I think Ohio State probably toughest environment. Their fans are Philadelphia level insane, right?
Yep.
And then we're talking Penn State, notably on a whiteout, but kind of any time, right? Penn State's probably the second best. Third, you put in Washington, you put in Iowa. Iowa night game, man, they've gotten some people. You've been to Iowa.
I have been to Iowa. Iowa's cool. That's a good spot.
All I'm saying is Michigan's old big stadium, I don't think is a tough environment.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It's not. I've been there, and I've been to Michigan. I've described it on this podcast as what everybody thinks is a massive, which it is a big stadium, right? Over 100,000 people, and you expect it to be crazy loud in a wild environment. It's very flat. The build is very flat. Like it's not like a steep like Memorial Stadium build or like Assembly Hall where you're very steep. You're like on top of the field, basically. The big house is big, but it's very flat. What else you got?
So, last one. So I don't feel like we've talked a lot of school songs. We talked mascots, skate stadiums, fans. Hail to the victors. Banger or not?
Banger.
I think it's a banger.
It's a banger. It is a banger. I wonder what people think about our fight song. It's got to be good. It's a good one. It was my high school fight song too. Not Hail to the Victors, but Indiana.
Hail to the Victors was my high school fight song.
Well, maybe that's why you like it so much. But yes, I always thought it was nice. Always thought it was a nice fight song. What else?
So that's all I got on Brando's Randos.
Okay.
Seth isn't here, so he's sackless. Do you got a question?
I don't. I didn't have one because I knew he wasn't going to be here.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
This blew my mind. Stole this from Barstool. How many viewers watch the World Cup final? It's always the most viewed event. Like always. From like all time.
I mean, I'm not a big viewership guy. I think viewership numbers are weird, right? Because you count bars, you count a bunch of stuff, right? And a lot of times you're not watching a World Cup final by yourself. You've got friends and everybody else. I couldn't even put a number on it, but for the sake of the game, and there's 7 billion people on the face of the earth.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with
this number crazy. That's a small hint for you. This number is crazy given what you just said.
I'm going to go with 2.5 billion people.
So you're super close.
I did not mean to be that close.
Well, you're a billion off actually, so you weren't that close. But just in your train of thought, it's 1.3 billion, which makes it 19% of the earth.
That's wild, dude.
That's
crazy.
Billion people watch the World Cup final. Now, like you said, that is counting bars and not residents. It's all in, but still, that is a insane number. How much does the Super Bowl get? Like, I don't even know. Because that's always
I'm gonna look this up right now.
That's always the USA's biggest, right? I'm gonna guess 100 million.
125.6 million people in the United States.
So I was pretty close. So I was only, again, 26 million off. But think of that. 125 million watch the Super Bowl. That is 1.75 billion more people watch the World Cup.
I've got a question for you. Sorry to change, because it was one I saw this morning. I just remembered it. Do you know what kind of animal the Tennessee Titans mascot is?
The Snoopy dog, right?
No. I won't make you
Tennessee
guess.
Titans. Sorry, I was thinking Tennessee Volunteers.
Tennessee Titans.
The Titten Kittens. I have no idea.
Right? You would think the Titans would have a Titan as a mascot, right? Some sort of, big muscular dude or something. Yeah. It's a raccoon. You got to Google. You got to Google it. It's terrible.
I hate trash pandas. I'm not
trash
a fan.
Pandas. So I've always taught my kids growing up to call them trash pandas. My wife fixes it immediately, but I have always taught them trash pandas. All right. Speaking of trash pandas, let's be done. And I do have one thing from Seth. He did say, quote, Michigan, great state, terrible university. So on that note, we will end today's podcast. Brandon, thank you for taking the time out of your day and listening to me slur through this outline.
Great. You did great.
I know I did fine. I'm not to that point yet. Maybe after this beer. But yeah, I'm going to go watch the last 20 some odd minutes of French people crying in Jerry World and go from there.
All righty.
Until then, next time, cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.